welcome to Homeschooling Life this week. Thank you so much for tuning into our channel. Lauren and I love it when you guys pop in. We love sharing these videos with you each week. Lauren and I need to get together and be able to do a video together to kind of share with you guys. But this week you get me, Amanda, and today I'm going to be sharing about like our homeschool schedule. Homeschool schedule, it's probably better shown in a day in the life video, but I typically struggle with making a day in the life video because every single day it is a completely different routine at our house. It's almost like a college house, you might say, with like a block scheduling when you consider what subjects we do each day or what activities certain kids have each day. So there is not one day of the homeschool week, Monday through Friday, that looks the same for everybody in my family. But I think one of the importances of or benefits of doing these schedule videos is just to hopefully, Lauren and I's goal is to encourage you to do, what works in your family. Like there's no one way that something has to be done to achieve the end goals. And for us, Lauren and I both, like every year it's changed just a little bit. I would say when the kids were elementary and middle school, like it was, it was pretty much like the same routine and the same format each day. But as Lauren and I have both gotten kids in high school, doing multiple sports, drivers, almost drivers, still balancing the elementary ones, I would say each year, probably the past 3 years, our schedule of how we do school during the day has changed more dramatically from year to year. So to keep myself on schedule, this is what I use. Like, it looks like a lot. These are our schedules. I don't necessarily love that this is what we have to do, but this is really what we have to do to help me to stay on track with everybody else. So I have, like I said, it's almost like a college, like a block schedule at our house right now just because of our activities. But I have one of mine, he has his Monday through Friday, and it's not rigid at our house, like whatever time it says, like it has to be done. But we had to have some sort of a base just to keep us on track. And then for the other two that I'm homeschooling right now, they have the same thing, a Monday through Friday, like schedule, and like the Tuesdays and Thursdays are different, and then the same with this one. And then I even made myself a schedule, and it's color coded by each kid by day, because on, let's just say Tuesday before lunch, I'm going to work with Lane on his read alouds, but on Wednesdays before lunch, maybe me and the big kids are doing our Bible study together. And I just had, when I sat down this year to kind of just get a rough scheduling, I just had to get creative on how to get it all to fit in. And then these, I just picked these up off the bar because that's what my kids are using. They have a spreadsheet, a checklist sheet of like what their subjects are for the day, and it's got a Monday through Friday. And this is just because sometimes they do want to get out of order on the way they do things, or if there's an event in the afternoon that they're really wanting to get to go do or be a part of, or something on their own, they know like if they get up early and just start working through this, they'll have more free time in the afternoon, even if it veers from our base schedule. So kind of how it's working out right now, 2 days a week. Actually, we're in cross-country season right now, so 2 mornings a week, my whole family is getting up early to go to cross-country practice. And so we're all leaving the house pretty early, 6:15, to go run. Then another 2 mornings a week, one of my children has a college algebra class. They're doing dual enrollment, so they're driving to that just 2 days a week. One of my children has a basketball practice every morning, and then that same child, who also does cross country, has a baseball practice 2 to 3 afternoons a week, plus going to some of the extra, he's in junior high, like some of the senior high practices that he gets invited to for basketball. So that's why I had to do such a funky schedule, is because so many people are doing so many different things, different days of the week. But so I don't even know which day to share with you. Let's just say, let's go with a base morning. We'll get up, and let's just say it's a cross-country morning. Everybody goes to practice, and then everybody comes back home, except where I leave one up at the school because his basketball practice is right after cross-country practice. And so as we get home, that's when everybody will start working on their independent work. I think on every single buddy's list, I have like their math or their math, grammar, redefining school, their language arts, like all of those things are going to come first. And everybody's working on their own things for a couple hours. And that's where you're gonna find me flittering around the kitchen, maybe like trying to do some early dinner prep, probably helping them with their stuff, just being available for any questions that somebody might ask me. Let's see. Then on, where am I at? Sorry, I'm having to look at my own thing. We're taking the kids are taking a nutrition class. So 3 days a week, I'm having them do their nutrition. And then we're 2 days a week, we are working on our world religions through Masterbooks. My goal in that is that it's gonna take us like 2 years to get the 1 credit, but we're only doing it, 1 to 2 days a week. Then on my big kids, like after lunch, either right before lunch or after lunch, we either do our Bible study together or our logic study together or the world religion study together. And I've just got it on one of the sides, and that's where I'm concentrating on my bigger kids. Usually in the afternoons, my bigger ones, they are going again. One has a basketball practice in the afternoon. And so that's when I'm able to focus more on my younger one, and we sit down and we do like our history and our science and our read aloud, and he reads to me, and that's probably like 1:30, 2 o'clock after everybody else is done or back to his sports practice. So he gets my undivided attention for at least an hour after I've already worked with him that morning. So I feel like our schedule is like, there's probably nobody out there that's going to copy my same schedule down. And so I don't want to necessarily go through every little single thing that we're doing, because it's highly unlikely that your kids are going to have the exact same sports schedule and things like that. So I'm just going to kind of share some of my goals with this craziness. Number one is to like still make things peaceful. I'm not saying not busy and not scheduled, because it is right now, but to just really still have like a calm demeanor, and like, even though everybody's having to go to practice and everybody's having to go to college algebra and we're still trying to fit in all of our stuff, to still just have like a peaceful demeanor about everything. And I feel like that is my job. For example, today one had college algebra, one had cross country, then they have to leave to basketball practice, but we had a doctor's appointment thrown in the middle of that whole day, and it took about an hour longer than I expected it to be. But to just reassure everybody, it's okay. It is okay. Like, life has happened and we just will catch up. And so then I have to remind myself, point number 2 is one of the joys and the benefits of the homeschooling is the freedom. Like, they are getting to have like these out of house life experiences, and they're getting to do all of these extracurricular activities, but yet with all of that, like, I'm still getting to have, logic discussions with them, world religions discussions with them. We're still getting to sit around the table at lunch, and I'm getting to hear about their perspectives about what's going on in their outside activities. So even though it's busy and it's crazy and everybody's doing all these things, like, we can still be peaceful in it and we can enjoy the freedom. And then the last thing that I try to remember, and I hope this is helpful to you, is to just remember our overall goals. The saying that you can't see the forest for the trees. You just get so bogged down in the little bitty details of your day to day of, let me find the little bitty details of like your overall checklist, making sure you get every single thing done. When it's busy like this, I just have to remember like our overall goals in like what we want out of education for our children, and what kind of life experiences do we want them to have, and what kind of life skills do we want them to have, and what kind of conversations are we wanting them to have, and relationships and character training, like why they are still in our home. And I just feel like you can still accomplish all of that by striving to be peaceful in your demeanor, being thankful for and enjoying the freedom, and remembering what your overall goals are. And I say this from experience because we've been living this kind of like funky schedule life for a while now, you know, because the kids are in high school. And every year, the kids still do excellent work. They still get their stuff done. They still have plenty of time to read and, you know, to work on their papers and to put effort into it and to sit on the couch when it's fall drinking, you know, a latte as we discuss American history. It always all still works out, even if you're having to live some kind of homeschool schedule that's like, oh, okay, on Mondays it's 11:30, now we're going to this. Okay, Tuesdays 9 o'clock, I'll see you later. You know, it's just different every day. So if you are living something like that, I would encourage you to keep those 3 things in mind: peaceful, freedom, and your overall goals, and to have a base schedule to kind of just, if you can't have it, when you do your schedule, if you do not have the time putting it down on paper, then you've probably got too much for it. And that's why I had to do mine, to make sure that I wasn't overloaded. And to just, if you have to stretch out some things to where it's more of a block style schedule, that's okay. My kids are actually like loving it, that they're doing their math 2 to 3 days a week, but they're doing more lessons that way. For example, like my daughter going to the college algebra class, and then just the way we're doing some of our things. Like even though we're only doing logic 2 days a week, we're still getting over 4 lessons in just because we've committed a block of time to it. So that's kind of a base of our schedule. This all hangs on the fridge in our house. I should probably move it. I don't think my kids necessarily love having to see the schedule every day, but it keeps me on track. So if I need to walk over to it and be like, oh, Wednesdays, I said that on Wednesdays everybody's going to do their Bible study and world religions after lunch, but on Tuesdays is before lunch. It's just helpful. So anyways, if you have any questions about my schedule that's more specific, I'm happy to answer. But basically every day is a different day, and we just do our best to make it work and keep our goals in mind. So thanks so much for tuning in. Subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if there's any other video content that you'd like to have, let us know, and we're happy to share. Thanks.